Hi, I decided to do my informational interview on my boss. Her name is Laura Jordan, and she is the executive director of the Medina Raptor Center. She started the Raptor Center 25 years ago. She was working as a vet tech at a vet's office, and they took in all sorts of wildlife animals. This was before there was even really wildlife rehab, and the vet would take in deer and hawks and all sorts of other things and do what he could for them. But they really couldn't do much because they didn't have the facility to release and rehab birds and larger mammals and feed them and take care of them as they needed to. So she started her own place. She started mammals 25 years ago in the basement of her house with her family, and they were all there together, and slowly they grew over the years. She now runs one of the main nonprofit raptor rehabilitation centers in the state. She is federally licensed, and she has to maintain those federal licenses every year. But there's a lot more than just paperwork involved. She starts her days at around 9 o'clock in the morning, if she's lucky, and will go, depending on the time of year, all the way till 9 o'clock at night. So it's a lot of work. During baby season, which it is right now, she is feeding babies every 30 minutes, starting at 9 o'clock and going all day long. She does have, since it's one of the largest facilities in the state, she does have a great group of volunteers, of which I am one, and they usually come in at 9 as well, and they do a lot of the food prep and a lot of the care and maintenance. But she's there all day, every day, 365 days a year. And according to her, the only time she gets break is when I come in and give her the day off, because that's my job, that's what I'm there to do. So I asked her what was the most important learning experience she had, or class she had, that prepared her for running a raptor center. And she said the tech classes and the tech certification that she got really helped with the actual triage and care of animals, and dosing medications. But knowing everything else, she learned a lot about dogs and cats in vet tech school, but learning stuff about birds and mammals, like raccoons and possums and even deer, that you don't get in tech school. So that she had to either learn through trial and error, or from other people who had been doing it, who were willing to share the information that they had with her. And hopefully she will be able to pass on that information to other people like myself, so that in 5 to 10 years she can eventually retire. Though personally I don't see her ever actually retiring. The advice that she gives for achieving any goals in this career is to be passionate, which I think fits any career. If you are passionate about what you do, you will find a way to do it. She said you won't make any money, so don't plan on getting rich. You're not going to have any free time, so really say goodbye to most of your social life unless you have people that are willing to help you. And she also said that there are times that you may not know how you're going to eat or how you're going to feed your family, but if you are passionate and driven, you will find a way to do it. She said there are a lot of people leaving the field because they either lose the drive and the passion to do it, or they financially can't do it, or they find something else that they want to do. So there's a lot of career opportunities for younger people. It's just finding someone that will actually train them and get them certified. The things she likes most about her job are the days that she feels like she makes a big difference, the days that she can save something. The last 2 weeks ago we had a bald eagle, a big angry female bald eagle that they released, that she and her husband drove 2 hours to release where she was found, and were able to release her back to her nest. And things like that are the highlights of her career, and the days and the moments that she takes and she holds close, because there are always other days where you work really hard on a bird and it just doesn't survive. Or you have people that are either trying to help or take a bird for selfish gains and end up doing way more harm than any good that they could have possibly done. One of the things I asked her was, how does she deal with compassion fatigue? And which is something that I think all of us are going to have to face at some point. And she said she jokingly said she has me come in to take the day, to give her the day off. But it's taking those little moments and remembering those moments, like the bald eagle flying for the first time in 3 weeks and soaring and never touching the ground, and those magical moments like that, remembering those. And when it gets really hard and people are being particularly stupid, those are the moments that get her through the day. But the thing she likes least about the job, and the thing that is most stressful about the job, is it is a constant. It is every day, and unless someone comes in to take over for a day or a week, you don't get any breaks. She's there 365 days a year. It's on her property, so she's there 24/7. She's there to take care of everything. She gets calls at 3 o'clock in the morning for people who don't realize that the calls go straight to her home. So anything that would be helpful in the field is any experience you can get, specifically exotic training, because tech training is all for dogs and cats, so you don't get any sort of exotic training. But with dogs and cats, we use a lot of the same drugs. At the Raptor Center, we use Tramadol, we use Celebrex, we use Metacam, we use Baytril, we use all of the same drugs. It's just a matter of figuring out the dosages for the weights of the birds. And really there's no hope for opportunity or for advancement. There's no opportunity for advancement because you are your own boss, and it's what you make of it. So if you are organized and know the basic skills and are willing to do it and have the passion to do it, then you'll make it work. She says she is not organized, which causes great chaos, and I can attest to that. It does cause great chaos. But there's people there that will do the organization for her, so she can play with her birds instead of, which is the terrible thing to say because that's not at all what she does, but she just wants to spend time with the birds instead of doing all of the paperwork and any financial information and all of that. So like I said, this job is constant and 24/7, and since I work there, it is also constant and 24/7, 365 for me. So as my visual aid, right before I was about to record this, I got a call for a rescue myself, and if the camera will work, I will show you what I rescued. It is right here in the cage, and it might be a little hard to see. This is a juvenile red-shouldered hawk that was picked up by some people who thought it'd be a good idea to have a red-shouldered hawk and thought they could take care of it, and turns out they could not. So the game warden luckily came and took it, and it's those kind of educational experiences that I really want to get more into. You get to teach people that, well, what they're doing is wrong, which sort of sucks, but this was a perfectly healthy fledgling that someone went and picked up off the side of the road thinking it was injured, but really it was just learning how to fly. And now it gets to spend the next couple of weeks with us, learning how to eat on its own again because they didn't feed it the right food, and learning how to fly and hunt on its own. And hopefully we'll be able to do that, and we'll be able to release it again, which is one of those awesome little perks that we get to do.